I'm going to teach you how to do a lot of things at once. But first, go like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Let's get started. Let me make it clear. I'm not talking about multitasking, because multitasking is very, very unproductive because of the way it works. Your attention becomes residued on the past things you were doing. For example, if you go from studying to reading a book to back to studying to playing an instrument, although it sounds like you're doing a lot of productive things, after you've read that book and gone back to studying, you're still thinking about the book in your head, and the amount of brain power you could be using for studying is not maximized. Rather, you spend a lot of time doing one thing, but that's a separate tangent. We're talking about how to do a lot of things at once. What I mean by that is managing a lot of hobbies, managing relationships, friendships, school, athletics, physique, and everything around it, and still maintaining good mental health and time for yourself. First things first is to keep note of everything. It's kind of basic, it's kind of obvious, but a lot of us just don't do it. We say we're going to do it, we don't. Literally just write down what you want to accomplish, what you want to do. Let's say in 3 months, you start picking up guitar. In 3 months, you want to learn to be able to play a certain song at a certain speed, or you want to be able to get a certain grade in your class. And you want to note down your progress, your next goals, your accomplishments, and keep very organized about it. Because I've done this, and it's been the most annoying thing. I might be doing the same thing over and over for a good 6 months on a certain hobby, and in 5 months, I'm in the exact same position I was when I started. I might have spent a bunch of time, but it's just busy work. It's not actual work, and that is somewhere you never want to be. Because you just realize that you wasted your time. You don't want that. You want to make progress. A really simple way you can do this is to take a piece of paper and write this. I don't know if you can see it. I'll just focus a little bit. Right? Basically, write down the first hobby or the aspect of your life you want to take care of. Let's take a musical instrument, for example. Guitar. All right? Where am I now? I can play certain chords here and there. I can maybe play a C chord, a D chord, but I don't know too much about it. Where I want to be in 6 months, I want to be able to play a certain song or play in a certain style. And to do that, I need to keep practicing every day or every week for a certain number of hours and practice certain songs and build up that progression and keep the habit going. And that's how you focus on those individual aspects of your life. Now, focusing on all of them at once can be a bit overwhelming, but this is the part of the video you came for. Now, you might not want to hear this, but the best way to focus on a lot of things at once is to focus on one thing at a time. It sounds a bit counterintuitive, but let me explain. When you focus on a lot of things at once, let's say you're trying to learn musical instruments, you're trying to do cooking, you're trying to do martial arts, athletics, fitness, and manage friendships and socializing, that's a lot of things. And although you could do it, like multitasking, it's a bit unproductive. All right? So you might make, in 6 months' time, you might make 1 month's worth of progress, or less because of attention residue and the way that works, on each of these aspects. But in 6 months, it doesn't really feel like you've gone anywhere. And that can be really demotivating and might push you away from all those things and just keep you moving from hobby to hobby, aspect to aspect. If you're like me, if you're still watching this video, you want to excel at everything. And to do that, you need to pick one aspect, one certain thing, and focus on it for a good amount of time, a focused period of time. Let's take lifting, for example. Right now, you're doing a bunch of things. You have studies going on, you have family, you have friends, you have, I don't know, you have music, you have writing, let's say something like that. For just 3 months, your main goals should be on lifting. Focus solely on that. Make progress on those 3 months and just maintain everything else. Do what you need to maintain it. Don't lose your other hobbies, but don't spend your time trying to maximize gains on every single thing you do. Focus on that one thing. If it's studies, for example, let's say your exams are next month. They kind of are for me. Then put everything else aside and maintain everything else, all right? Keep lifting, let's say 4 times a week, 3 times a week for an hour, but progression might not be as important. Keep exercising, keep socializing, but don't push to improve those things just yet. Finish your focus period on studies, kind of like a monk mode, and then move on to the next thing. This way, in let's say 6 months, you will make tremendous progress on one certain aspect. You can feel happy and productive knowing that you made amazing progress instead of just making little progress over a long period of time. And by the time you finish that goal, you can move on to another one and another one, but focus on them one at a time, and you'll make so much more progress. Okay, that's it. Stop watching YouTube and go do something productive. Like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, have a nice day.